guys, today you find me at Sheffield train station, and this time I am going to Nottingham. I'm not going to make the same mistake and end up in Stockport this time for Rufford district. I'm actually off to do something very, very brave, so anyone in the trade will know I'm going to buy a Vauxhall blind. So I bought it from BCA auctions, and it's a Corsa 1.4. It's the SRI one that you guys did tell me you wanted to see a video of. Wish me luck, let's hope I get home alright. But we're in Sheffield now, should be at Nottingham in just under an hour. Picking up from BCA, catch up with you shortly. Here we are guys, a little rattler train to Nottingham is arriving here. So just under an hour we'll be getting a taxi to the BCA site, and hopefully the course is not too bad, eh? Here we are guys, so we've got V5 service boot key, and I've just spotted the little Corsa, so we'll have a little look around there, find somewhere safe to pull over, got a bit more room, see what she's like. So here she is, the little Corsa SRI. It's made it about 20-30 miles so far, and so far it's driving really, really well. Anyone recognise this place? I thought I'd pop by on the way home. It's certainly looking a little bit different to how we all remember it. Remember last year when the craze on YouTube was cars flying through here at high speeds, and then the police got them done. First of all they started chasing after vehicles that were driving, let's face it, a bit too quickly, and then they've since closed the road on both sides, so it's impassable. I know the village of Rufford is just across the ford. It seems to be flowing quite quickly, but yeah, I've certainly never been here, but I thought I'd pop by, as I was one of these that used to watch the videos. But yeah, the course is looking really good, it's driving really good. I'm really happy so far. It's got a nice Penta style alloy wheels, brakes are all good, tyres, that's got about 6mm on it. Bodywork is, I think for a Corsa, very tidy. These often don't get very well looked after. Back arches often go, but as you can see these are really, really clean. Tyres a little bit perished on the back, but about 4mm on them. Believe it or not, it's recently a County Durham, well, it's more recently been a County Durham car. Where I live, it's only about 15 mile away, where the car was purchased from fairly recently. Be interesting to know why. So far it's driving really, really well. Again, a little bit perished on that corner. We'll have a little look under the bonnet while we're here, because that's normally the scary bit with these courses. Really, really tidy car. These normally get absolutely abused. I can tell you now, there's no time in chain rattle. I think the 1.4s are better than the 1.2s. Doesn't seem to be any leaks, the coolant's all alright. There's no cream in there or anything. Tiny little bit of condensation. Let's have a sniff. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that, it smells oily to me. That can't be the original battery. Goodness me, maybe it is. In fact, it's had a genuine Vauxhall GM replacement. But yeah, not too bad under here. Being the SRI, I think it looks a bit smarter than the limited edition. You used to get loads of them, didn't you? White with the black wheels, or even red or yellow with the black wheels. But I do like these. I've had a little look at this car's going to be the cheapest in the country, like for like, by about 250-300 quid. And them cars don't have the upgraded alloys, and some of them are in some, let's say, questionable colours. And got the lovely black and red fabric interior. It's actually really clean for one of these as well. It is a later car with the updated Vauxhall badge. Got the wind deflectors on the windows. That works, I haven't been in the back yet. A couple of little marks, maybe a little dog or something's been on there. I'll show you. So got all this lovely gloss black in here. Car's been averaging, I think it's just over 40 miles per gallon. Let's have a look. Might come up on there. There you go, 40.5 long-term average. I've just put a bit of fuel in to get home and it seems to be getting me quite far. The car's only done 104,000 miles, which I think is very reasonable, to be fair, for a 61 plate. The glove box surprisingly works. Yeah, we've got a V5 now here. I've already checked that's the right one. BCA do have a tendency of giving you the wrong one and not being able to chase it up. In here we've got plenty of service history, so that's the most recent service which was done local to me, 103,000 miles, full engine service in February. It's got loads of stamps in here for one of these. 8 stamps in total. I'm really impressed with that, you know. You've got all your radio code and so on in there as well. But so far, really impressed with the drive and the condition of this little Corsa. Don't get me wrong, they're not my favourite cars in the world, but yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. Tell you what, we'll get it parked up for a little bit. I'll do some filming on the way home so you can see it driving, and we'll have a little look around the Ford. So there we are, Vauxhall at a Ford. Apologies for wind noise. So this is a bridge where everyone used to stand on. You'd have kids, families, they'd literally come here for a day out. They'd be stood on here and you'd get the cars flying through here. So it was a lot deeper than this at times. And used to make, obviously, one heck of a splash. And you used to stand there, you get absolutely soaked. And then you've got the little tea rooms over there as well. And obviously some cars didn't quite make it as well. The victims of the Ford. Many flooded engines. If you look at YouTubers like Adam C, I know he was one of the main ones that did it. I can't remember the lad that started it off. Tom something, I can't remember his name. But yeah, there we have it. This was the scene for many a super popular YouTube video. Do you remember the little Ford Escort that there was a video of a Ford Escort got stuck in there. He somehow split it up here, started taking all the plugs out to dry it all out, revving and revving and revving it, managed to drive off. That was my favourite. And then they'd all go flying down here. I'm not going to go in the Ford, not to get my shoes wet. But yeah, that's what it looks like now, guys. No, I know at one point you had police literally stood there to stop people coming here, but now obviously I think the apart from the MKM man that's just been and knocked a cone over there, people seem to know that it is road closed and you're not getting through the Ford. I think up there's some lakes as well actually that feed into the Ford. And there we go. There's certainly no chance of getting soaked today apart from a little bit of rain in the sky. But yeah, just thought I'd show you around, guys. It's not somewhere I've been before. See the little ducks down there as well, but I've certainly watched quite a few of the videos, so it's nice to see. Well, it's still going. Well, it's obviously going to be still going, isn't it? But yeah, not what it used to be. Ice cream vans, you've got the tea rooms. There's absolutely no one there. There's not a single car in the car park. It's sad, really. We'll get back on with our journey because we've got just over 2 hours to go left to Darlington. And let's hope the Vauxhall makes the remainder of the journey back. Right, guys, we're going to go for a little drive now. There we go. So we're just going to drive down back to the main road now. I've only got a cheap camera mount, remember, guys. Yeah, I don't have a professional setup, but I will do my absolute best. So this is a road down to Rufford Ford. It's only very short actually, I think it was about 400 yards. And then we end up back on the main road where we turn right to head towards Doncaster and the A1. What are we thinking of the little Corsa so far? The rattling is actually the lock and wheel up key box. I'll just try and prop that back up with the owner's manual and service book pack. going to need a good sized gap, because I'm going to be totally honest with you, the 1.4 Corsas aren't the briskest cars ever. The scary thing is, this is a 1.4 and I find it extremely slow, but Vauxhall, the most common engine on these, was a 1.2, and if you're really unlucky, they did a 1 litre as well. I can't remember the last time I drove one of them, but trust me, it'd be fun if you're trying to get up a hill, because even this 1.4 doesn't want to. We could have done with a quicker car here. I'm not going to risk it. Might be waiting here a while. There we are. Slippy aluminium pedals, being the SRI. 50. That was about 55 miles an hour. We're into 5th gear. I tell you what, for a Corsa, it's not actually a bad gear change, because some of these are so notchy, and they do suffer from the gear cables as well. This one's absolutely fine, however. I am struggling to find anything wrong with it. Even the suspension, you find with them being like, if it's an SRI or a limited edition, they are quite heavy on the bottom arms and the drop links and that sort of thing. They do like breaking a coil spring as well. This one's driving absolutely spot on. There's no funny noises or anything like that. No warning lights. On the Vauxhall, an engine light isn't always the engine light, so you do have to watch out. And they often come up service due soon, or service vehicle. You think, oh yeah, an oil and filter. No. It often means that is Vauxhall's way of saying engine light. There's a fault with the car. We also come up with different codes as well, so it might say as an example code 28 or code 99, and them different codes, I've just made them ones up, but they do normally mean something. It can sometimes just be a service or a key battery or something, but it can be something a bit worse. Obviously if you start getting codes up for timing, these are very common for the timing change, especially the 1.2s, and also you do need to watch out for head gaskets on these as well. I think on all the Vauxhall petrols you need to be careful of them. 1 litres, 1.2s, 1.4, 6, 1.8s. They're not really a very strong point. Now this one obviously seems alright. Who knows, maybe it's had one at some point. I think at 104,000 miles it's probably had a chain and a belt on this. Nice Aston Martin there. But yeah. But no, inside, I don't know if you guys noticed as well, I know it was a bit rainy when we pulled over at Rufford Ford. All this gloss black and plastic, there's a tongue twister for you, is unmarked. It's really clean. It's as if the car's been cleaned ready. That's the only thing that scares me. Why do they want so much? Why are they so keen to trade the car in if it's, I don't know. But there you go, I've bought a nice car off it, and yeah, quite pleased with this one actually. I've just noticed on this stalk here, I'll have to figure out how to work it. It seems to have cruise control. I'm not too sure if that has been, you know, actually, what do you call it, like coded into this car. But it'd be good if it could. I'll have a little play about as we get onto the motorway there. But yeah, it's got the air conditioning. You have to be careful with the Vauxhall. Some of the Corsas you'd think, oh yeah, it's a good spec. You'd think they would give them aircon, but they don't. They can be quite greedy when it comes to that Vauxhall. I know you can get like the SXI and then the SXI AC, which is of course air conditioning. There you go, 24 miles from Doncaster now. But yeah, the other thing as well, these vents often break on the Corsas. I mean, again, they may have been replaced, but they certainly seem absolutely fine to me. Nothing's broken. It's clearly been a very well looked after car. The main thing is for me, the glove box works. It's not very often you get a Corsa where you can open that without it falling out in your hands. Have any of you guys had any good or bad experiences with Corsas in the comments? I know they often get absolutely slated. I buy them because people want them, especially up in the northeast. We've got quite a good following, the Corsas, Astras, Insignias. I don't know if I buy them often enough because I'm always a bit petrified, but I think this one really stood out to me as a really nice, well looked after looking example. Obviously there's plenty of service history as well. So what did I pay for the car? I won this car for £900 plus the auction fee, so I think it works out at about, what was it? It was about 1,170 quid or something like that. Obviously my train travel, my taxis and so on, it probably owes me about 1,250 quid. We'll see how far we go with it. I know the back tyres were advised on the last MOT. If we are to get some part, it'll probably just be part worn tyres for it. It's not due a service. There doesn't seem to be any knocks or bangs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was going to put it up at 1,950 quid and take about 700 quid off the car. £700 quick profit. It's not going to need too much. But what do you guys think? The cheapest like-for-like car in a worse colour with the worst wheels is, I think it's 2,295 on Auto Trader, excluding all the categorised super high mileage cars. I should probably be asking just over 2, but for the work it needs, which isn't very much, I think a quick turnaround would be good on this car. That's why I was thinking 1,950 quid. Off you go, nice little profit. On to the next one, find something else to buy. And obviously an auction at Wilson's in Washington tomorrow. Quite like to get there if I can move some stock. I've got my DS3 for sale as well. Little update on the cars yesterday. So I bought a Dacia Sandero. That doesn't need too much. It's got 4 months MOT, but I'm going to put a fresh one on because it doesn't really need anything. Just needs a handbrake freeing off. Worst case, might need some shoes. It does need the stereo looking at. After, well, a like-for-like stereo on eBay was £70, or well, hopefully it's just a fuse or something. You can only hope so, fuse or wiring or something. So it was the original stereo, and then that did need 2 tyres on as well. So I'm thinking of doing the service and that as well on it. But there should be some good profit in that car. The other car that was on the video yesterday, the Fiat 500, I have had that checked out. Obviously we've got things like the water leak and the parking sensors to look at. From an MOT point of view, it would just pass with advisories. But the advisories were the front shock absorbers, which we've seen had a bit of a leak. So I'm going to get them done. And also I want to get the rear ones done. I'm sure they just look old, and for what they cost, honestly, it's I think about 20 quid each or something at the local parts place. If you go on eBay, you can get them for even less. So I think it would be rude not to do that, to be fair. So we're going to check the timing belt as well, and see if that's being done by the look of it. If it's old, if it's a bit rotten, a bit perished when it's getting the belt on it, because I don't think it's too hard to do on them 1.4s. And obviously it will be getting an oil and filter as well, because we didn't really have any history with that car. I don't think that car's going to be a big money maker. It's not going to make us rich, is it? There you go. I think there's a couple of nice cars made to be bought by people I've got here. This being one of them, this is probably the easiest turnaround. Really, really pleased with this, but fingers crossed. I haven't made it back to Darlington yet, so I'm not going to say too much. Let me know what you think of the car in the comments, guys. If there's any content you would like to see in future, please let me know. I do try and put my own twist on things. You might find me totally boring. I know some people do, they told me that. But I enjoy doing it. I know the Fiat video's been doing quite well. It'd be nice to hear from you all. And obviously if you've got your own channel and you've come across mine, please drop your channel in the comments as well. I'm more than happy for you to do that. Because I think I've got 730 subscribers now. So it'd be nice to get to 1,000 by summertime, but we'll see. It'd be nice to help other YouTubers grow their channels as well. Anyway guys, sorry if I'm boring you here. If there's any further news later on in this journey back to Darlington, I will let you know. If not, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again on the next video. I will try and post some more regular content like this. Take care now.